feel free to ask any type of questions. I am very, like, I'm not that much older than you guys, and I'm not here to conduct, like, I'm not going to be conducting your HR interviews anyway. So it's mostly me trying to tell you whatever I have experienced in the past. So you can be very frank and ask any questions, however stupid you consider those questions to be. Atharva, thank you for that question. But Google interviews might not be the right question for me because I haven't really given any Google interview yet. But I think I'll try to get the answer to that question with maybe a friend who has like cracked those interviews. But yeah, I'll surely try to get that answer. But yeah, let's keep those questions more generalized so I can probably try to answer them based on my experience. Thank you. Did we start this session or do you want us to wait for a few more people to join?
We'll start the session.
Okay. So whoever can turn on the camera, please do so because this interview is going to be a lot, sorry, this session is going to be a lot about soft skills. And when you're talking about soft skills, it's very important for me to also see what kind of body language you guys have and maybe give you some tips on that if possible. So, yep, let's try to keep it a two-way conversation because I tend to get bored really easily. I'm also part of the Gen Z generation and I also have a short attention span just like most of you. So if serve you well, so it's better we all of us keep each other entertained during the session so we can make the most out of it. Give you a introduction of myself. So I was also a student of PICT. I graduated in 2021.
Boost your confidence and interview performance. Please join me in welcoming Miss Himani Gwalani. Thank you for
Thank you.
joining us.
Thank you so much, Krish, for that introduction. I think that introduction makes me sound like I have done a lot of things where I think I'm still trying to achieve a lot of those things. So I don't want to put myself on a pedestal and say that I've been doing something great, but I can share whatever experience I have and I'll try to be as real as possible. I don't want to sugarcoat anything. Okay, so let's just start the session. Uh, so first of all, okay. Can you guys, I'll just ask you one simple question. Tell me who is your favorite professor at PICT? I'll probably not know a lot of professors from Comp and ANTC, but like just tell me one name. Who is your favorite professor? Come on, guys. You don't have one favorite teacher? Really? Sarang Joshi, sir. Okay. Why do you like Sarang Joshi, sir? Can you tell me that? Guys, can they unmute? Can you please allow them to unmute? I would not like a really silent session. And I'm a very talkative person. If you let me talk, I'll keep talking. So let them also like get
Yeah,
included.
We are
Yeah.
enabling the mic just a minute.
Yes, thank you so much. Till then, Mayuresh, you can maybe in the chat tell me why do you like this particular teacher? He has great knowledge and we can really seek guidance from him. So see, I think this stands true for corporate world also. If tomorrow you guys decide to start your own organization or you have your own team to manage, what type of people would you like to be in the team? Okay, before I say anything, you tell me. If you guys decide you want to start your own company, okay, you want to start your own company, you have a team of your own, what type of people would you want to hire in that team? What will be the qualities you look for that person? Keep, you can unmute and speak, you can put it in the chat. But guys, this session is about soft skills, so I would want you guys to maybe, have some confidence in yourself and like unmute and speak up, because that is what the goal of this interview is. I don't want to, like, this session is, I don't want to focus a lot on HR interview, but a lot on how our soft skills can be improved. So please feel free to unmute, like start your cameras and just speak your mind out. Yeah.
So
How
the
the
mics are
person
enabled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
how the person will handle the team in critical situations,
Hmm.
also how we will approach the various problems, also not only problems are faced in real only which is dedicated solution, but also in the team, or how we will manage to get input from everyone that how can be achieved, and how we will
Hmm.
he will optimizely find a optimistic solution for the problem which will last longer.
Okay, so from what I heard, you're talking this person should have problem solving skills. This person should be able to work with other people and get some solutions, talk to those people and get some solutions. Someone has it to be more interactive with diverse mind, able to collaborate and adaptable to the different tech stacks, also have good sense of ownership. Yeah, exactly. So this is what all you would want a person you are hiring to like join your team or company. So this is exactly what HRs are looking for or what companies are looking for. They want people who of course know their hard skills, they have their technical skills, they know how to code. But again, that is something you can eventually learn, because as engineers, every year you are learning some new subjects, you are learning some new technology, things are changing. So what you have learned in, like, maybe in the past people used to work on, say, a given language that is in all, I have forgotten the name of coding languages, guys. I'm really sorry, I haven't coded for last 4 years, so I don't remember a lot of names, but we know a lot of coding languages that used to exist but don't exist now. But those engineers are still working. How are they working? Because they keep getting the new information, they are learning, they are growing. So that is there, you have to keep updating your hard skills, that is important. It doesn't matter how much you know about certain technology now, it's important how much you are growing, how much you're trying to learn more things. So that is one thing that is one thing. What is the other thing that the person will look? Of course, these technical skills are important. The other thing is how well this person adapts to a given situation. They have to work in a team, they have to work with different stakeholders, as they call it. Like, if you are an engineer, you'll have to work with the product team, they'll be coming to you with requirements. If you are at a senior level, you might also have to work with customers, right? Customers might have some issue of engineering. Maybe there are so many departments. Have you guys heard of BizOps? You guys know BizOps, right? Business operations. Don't worry. If it's a new term, you're not supposed to know it, because it's a mixed crowd. I might use some terms that you guys don't understand. You can just point that out. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm still trying to understand how I can help you well. So if I mess up somewhere, just stop me, tell me, this is something we don't understand, this is something we want you to cover, and I'll change the flow accordingly. Okay? So yeah, all I'm trying to tell you is when a HR or when a interviewer is trying to interview you for his or her company, what they are trying to see is, as a person, how adaptable you are, how you express yourself, how well are you trying to understand a problem. See, as engineers, our job is problem solving. So for problem solving, first let's track this. Okay, how does an engineer work? They have a problem. How do you find out the problem? you go to the customer, you talk to people, you try to find out what's wrong, what are their pain points, right? Yes, no, I can't see anything. First of all, everyone's camera is off, so I have no idea who am I talking to. I'm just looking at myself and trying to figure out, am I making sense or am I not? So please give me some kind of nod, some kind of thumbs up, so I know I'm making sense, okay? So yeah. So you're basically, you have a problem, you have to solve this problem. So these people, you'll need to talk to customers, you'll have to talk to different people, like, this is the issue, so why is this issue coming up, what exactly are your pain points. So for this you need some kind of soft skills. They won't understand any technological terms you use, any technical terms you use. You'll only be able to get something out of them once you talk to them. Then again, you need to have that patience, that understanding to understand what they're trying to tell you. Okay, so these are all parts of soft skills. And first of all, why will someone even talk to you? So you need to be, to a certain level presentable. You need to make sure they feel comfortable talking to you. So if they once feel comfortable talking to you, they will then, they can actually start talking. Now tell me something. Okay. I tell you, see, I'm having a very big issue at my house. Okay, not her. So okay, I have a restaurant. I'm having really bad issue with the inventory. I need you to make me a software that manages my inventory. Okay, I told you all my problems. Now you have a solution. You are very smart person. You have figured out a solution, and but you are very shy to talk to me. You're not really sure how to explain this to me. How am I going to understand? At the end, you need money to build these products. That money will come from me. I'm the customer. I want you to make something for me. But if I have no idea if I am not sure what your idea is, if I'm not sure what your skill set is, or how much knowledge you have about this domain, or what you're going to be doing, like what is your solution, how am I supposed to invest in you? Companies are also doing that, right? They will be giving you problems and they will be investing money in you in return of solutions. So what do they want? They want you to give them solutions. So you might have those solutions, but if you're not able to tell them what your solution is, it's not like they will never know. Also, how many of you have done team projects? I'm sure PICT is making you do team projects. No one? Guys, I'm not going to continue the session if people don't start their camera. I'm sorry, I'm getting really bored seeing only my and Bhavya's face. I need to see other faces. I'm not doing the session till you guys do that. Start the camera. I have no idea who I'm talking to. That's not how a session should work. I need at least 50% cameras on. Krish, let's pause the session till people start their cameras. It's very boring talking to myself. I can talk to myself at home. People's list. You guys can start your camera, right? There's no issue, right?
No, there's no issue from our side. Everyone is allowed. So
Yeah. Please do that.
please make it interactive. She's just a pass out and she's no teacher. तो जैसे डांटने नहीं वाली है तुम लोग अगर बेडरूम में वगैरह भी होंगे तो it's fine.
Hey, the thing is, there's no point of taking a soft skill session where you are like, so I was honestly going to talk a lot about confidence and body language and things like how do these things affect your interviews, but I can't talk about it unless I actually see you. And if you guys are shy to start your camera here, how are you going to do that in an interview? There are going to be online interviews also where you have to start your camera. Now I'm only being able to see your face, and in real interview, you will be there present as a whole. If you don't have the courage to start your camera now, I'm not sure how you'll do it there. So I need you to start your camera for me to continue this session. Satish, your hand is up. Do you have a question or you have just raised it because I was asking a question earlier? Uh, do I know anyone here? Are they starting the camera? Because I can't see any faces. Can you, Bhavya?
Actually, I also can't.
Because I started questioning my internet also. Is my internet not good enough? But okay, Aslesh, thank you for confirming. Okay, I'll wait. Bhavya, if you have any questions, you can message me on personal. I'll answer those for you there. I don't like this thing. I feel that's really bad if a speaker is asking you to turn on camera just because of sheer respect. You should at least do that. And if you're not doing that, I find it very disrespectful, and I don't think then I'm interested to conduct it further. So I'll wait. Okay, Madhura, that makes sense. It's okay. If you have genuine issue, I understand.
Guys, this is basic etiquette. The speaker is requesting to turn on your cameras. Please do so.
I can't see you, Sumit. You mentioned you have started your camera, but I can't. Okay, 132 people, only two people's face camera is on. That's honestly, I'm very disappointed and I really want to leave this session, but I have made a commitment to the PASC team and that's why I'm still here. So, past team, how do you want to continue? I'm not sure, like, what am I supposed to cover in the session because I have no idea what the audience really needs right now because none of them are asking questions, nor can I see if they're understanding what I'm trying to say. So, I'm not really sure how to go ahead with it.
Let's do one thing. We'll call names and ask what's the reason we're not turning on the cameras.
I honestly don't want to do that. That feels like a teacher. I feel like, why are you not doing this? I'm not a teacher. Like, yeah. At least I like to think that I'm a very nice and approachable, friendly face. So I don't know if is it so scary to start it. Like I would genuinely like to know why. If there is a genuine issue, please let me know what is like your mindset over here. So at least I can at least put it in the chat. If not, if you can't say it. Guys, I'm waiting. You know what this is called? It now how you are coming off. If I was an interviewer, you guys are coming off as really arrogant and really stubborn. Those are the words I can think of. I'm sure some of you might have genuine issues and you might have your own concerns, but you're not expressing yourself in any way. So I'm not sure what you guys are feeling, what is your reasoning. And that is exactly was what I was trying to tell you. See, any interviewer, or for that matter, any teammate or any person sitting in front of you is not a mind reader. They can just not know what you're feeling or what you're thinking. So, unless you speak up, unless you communicate in any way, it's not gonna work out. And it's not only at work, that is gonna be true for everything. Literally everything. Communication is not really something you should be learning to get a good job. It is also something that's very important in your day-to-day life. Otherwise, you're gonna just keep fighting with people for no reason. They are just gonna like misunderstand you, and your opinions are never gonna never come across. That is why communication is important, right? And that is exactly why you need communication not only in your personal life but also at work, because at work also you have to maintain relationships. So I think right now it's a very one-way communication that is happening. So even though I am able to express what I am feeling clearly, I don't think I am hearing anything from you guys. So I have no idea what you guys are feeling, what you guys are thinking. And if you guys do that at work, I don't think I would want you in my team. You understand?
I just wanted
So,
to add something.
yes, Madhura.
Continue.
Yeah, please go
No,
ahead.
I was
Please go
just
ahead.
saying. No, I was just saying to the FIs and ICs who were in the meeting, the session was specially arranged for you people. It was your demand that we needed a soft skills sessions for your own development. Now, when the speaker is over and she is one of our most esteemed alumni, and if someone is requesting you to put your cameras on, you should do that. Otherwise, there's no need of doing this session, and there's no need for her to waste her time on you people if you're not interested in doing it. So, maximum we can do is we can wait for 5 minutes. We need at least 50% of you people to start your cameras, and then we can move ahead. Or else, if Himani Didi permits, then we can just stop the session and there will be no session, because this is highly disrespectful towards her.
Thank you so much, Mother. I actually agree to it. I wouldn't want to conduct the session if I see the audience is not interested, because it's just like me talking to myself, repeating things I already know. If there are one or two people who are interested, I can maybe just talk to them in person and solve their questions. I don't need to entertain
Exactly.
120 people over here. Yeah.
Whoever is interested, you can be there in the meet, and the rest everyone you can leave. And if not, we can remove you from our end as well. And Himani, I'm really sorry for whatever has happened today in the meet. On behalf of everyone, I'll say sorry.
No worry, Madhura. That's completely understandable. Now I can finally see some reasons coming in. There are Wi-Fi issues, switch on camera due to internet issues. Okay. At least you can maybe turn on your mic from time to time to answer the questions I'm asking. If not, turn on your camera so I at least know what you guys are saying. Because, my actual plan for this session was that I will probably ask you some interview questions that I usually ask, like some popular HR questions that usually people ask in interviews. And I would just try to tell you what was wrong in the answer, or something that you can maybe add or remove, or those things. So for that, I would need you guys to like turn on your mics and speak up to those questions. Yeah, I guess everyone is saying it's because of the rain. It's funny how it's affecting 100 people because it's not really raining in my area. And okay, I'll take that issue. And
Even if that is the case, you can at least switch on your
yeah,
mics and speak something. I think
yeah,
if you permit, what we can do is we can start asking by call. Like they'll ask you questions and then you can answer.
yeah, I think that would be nice. I would also prefer that. So yeah, now whoever asks me a question, I'll just answer that. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you
So
can do
guys,
is whoever wants to ask you the questions, please raise your hands, and side by side Himani Didi can answer them.
that would be nice. Thank you, Madhura. I think that is nice. Please feel free to ask your questions and I'll just answer them for you. Yes, Maria, please go ahead.
My question will be that how you dress is obviously important, but the first question usually asked by any HR will be, tell me about yourself. So,
Uh-huh.
are those questions really going to matter? Is it seriously there is a thing that first impression is the last impression when it comes to HR interviews?
So I think in HR interview, there's not much time for a second impression, right? It's all about those 30 minutes, 20 minutes. And I do think first impression do matter. I think in real life, when we are also trying to it's very difficult for us to change our first impressions of anyone we meet. It takes us some time getting to know them in person, then the opinion changes. So, first impressions do matter. Something you mentioned about clothes, let me just say this to you. So, luckily, unluckily, in my first role, I was working with really senior leaders. And as much as I don't care about clothing, I have realized that there's a generation gap between you and the leadership. The people you will be working with, we all have a very big generation gap. I can see the generation gap between me and you guys, even though we have barely like 6 to 7 years of like age difference, but still we have generation gap. So just understand the people you're working with are maybe 20 years, 30 years older than you, 10 years older than you. They're all going to be nice, but they also have their own perspectives, their own mindsets that they have grown with. And I've realized they care a lot about clothing because it shows how ready you are. And it's not only them, I think we also care about these, right? For example, I'll give you a really bad example here, but if you go on a date with someone, you're going to see how this person is dressed up. If that person is not ready, you're going to think this person is not interested. That is what happens for a job, right? If you are not ready, they're going to think you're not interested. So please, guys, do dress up well. As much as I personally do not believe in this thing that you should judge someone from their clothing, how serious they are about work, like, but that is how people see it. That is how HR is gonna see it. So please dress up. I know, Maria, that wasn't your question, but I just wanted to mention that. So yeah. Second thing, tell me about yourself. I think that sets the tone for what their next question is gonna be. See, HR, like the HRs I know, they don't come with questions prepared. They are also coming into that interview with that mindset key. They have these 2 questions, 3 questions, they'll ask you and then see how things go ahead. So when you give them the answer to tell me about yourself, the next question will be dependent on that. So if I talk about Maria, can you answer this question? If I ask you, tell me about yourself, can you just answer this question for me so I can maybe try to tell you what I'll interpret, like what my interpretation of that answer is?
Okay. So my name is Maria Sheikh. I am currently studying PICT. Recently finished my diploma from Bharati Vidyapit. My interested domains are AIML and app development. I have been a dedicated student in both PICT as well as Bharati Vidyapit and have contributed in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
Very rough,
Now,
but yeah.
huh. So now in this interview, my next question would be probably about the domains you have mentioned. You mentioned AI ML, so I will probably ask you, okay, tell me what you have done in AI ML. So how you set the tone of the interview starts from that question. Because when you're giving your introduction, people are going to start like now judging you based on what you have told them. They don't know you, like, they haven't met you before. They don't know anything about you. Whatever you tell them is the only information they have about you and probably your resume, which is also very important, by the way. So it's very important what you tell in your tell me about yourself, what kind of tone you want to set. So now you talked about your diploma, like you're in second year. You could probably wait. Yeah. So I think a rough introduction would be like I'll just tell you my thing, what I try to cover if someone asks me, tell me about yourself. First of all, of course, your education, your background, then your interest, like what fields of interest. Now in this field you have to be very careful of what you're mentioning. For example, I really like event management, but do I want to do that work in office? Giving you a very simple example, I love event management, but do I want my role to be in that domain? Probably not. So do I want to mention that? Probably I can skip it right now. Okay. I want to work into stakeholder management. That is what I do. Okay. My job is talking to a lot of people. I want to work, like, I want a job which has more communication involved. So I talk about my interest about learning different languages and cultures. Even though it is a very non-technical detail that honestly they won't really care about, but it does show that I am very interested in talking. I am really interested in learning cultures and things. One very rough basic example, okay? So a lot of things can be interpreted from the way you talk, how you talk. Also, I think it does also show how confident you are, how you're expressing yourself. It does show all those things, but yeah, like sorry. So like whatever you mentioned, it will set the tone for the interview. Some people think HR people don't ask technical questions, but this was the question HR asked me. They asked me, according to you, what do you think are the next three big technologies that are gonna be ruling the world, or something like that. That was the sense he did. And there I was talking about some technologies that are trending right now, which I think would be the next big thing in the tech world. So they do ask those kind of questions. So they want to understand how much you know, what is your understanding, how do you think. Mario, does that answer the question? I think that was very vague in a way. So does it help out? Like, does it help you?
Yes, thank you.
Can someone else also answer this question for me? Tell me about yourself. I would want to hear more, so I can probably give you some feedback over there. Uh, Sanskar, would you want to answer that question for me? Sanskar, are you there? Uh, uh, um, no worries, I guess. Okay. Bhavya, please do the needful. I think you are the most active one today. So just answer
Yeah.
this question for me. Tell me about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Bhavya Jain. I completed 10th, 12th and all my education from Dhule. I got 99 percentile in CET and I am in PICT second year now, pursuing my electronics and computer engineering degree. I have scored 10 pointer in my first year, and I'm currently pursuing domains like AI, ML, along with some NLP technologies. Yes.
I think, Bhavya, I'm really sorry that was not an introduction you should ever say in an HR interview. I think there were so many unnecessary details. Tell me, what am I going to do with your CET score? Is it valid now?
No.
My first thing, if you tell me about this, even not as an interviewer, as a person, my first thing will be, is that your biggest achievement that you want to tell me now? That achievement you have had 2 years or 3 years ago? Probably not, right? Let's not talk about things that are
Yes.
not valid right now. Well, if I tell you guys in 10th grade, I was a country topper or city topper, will that matter to you? Is that information relevant right now? Does it define you right now as a person? See, they already know you are in PICT, so they have already made an image of you that, okay, you come from a decent educational background, academic background, that's why you are in PICT. They have already probably put some cutoffs on your CGPAs and like 10th grade, so they know you have the basic criteria. सी 80% के बाद किसी को 90 मिले या 100 मिले फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. The basic is important and you also know they also know how exams are conducted. Okay, so do not mention those details. I'll probably try to give you an introduction. I am of course not prepared with this right now, but I'm just giving you a very rough introduction. So if I have to give myself, hi, my name is Himani. I have done my engineering from PICT. My branch was IT. I'm really interested in learning new technologies. The one thing that I was probably doing a lot in my college days was focusing a lot on web development and a little bit on data science because I think data is the future and I really enjoy learning that. Other than that, I really like, I think I have good communication skills. I like to talk to people. So I want to work in roles like, wait, restart. I think I mentioned way too many details because right now my introduction is not really valid with your introduction because I don't have engineering background. So I was trying to make it little. Can I tell you the introduction I used to give when I was in fourth year? Because I think now the introduction I give won't be valid because my branch is like my experience is very different from typical engineers. I think I took a very weird road that way. So I'm telling you what I used to do in fourth year, okay? And of course, I don't remember it very well. So I might also all HR interviews are same, right? All HRs are also different. Did you start in FE? Yeah, I started. I joined college in first year. Yeah. So, hi, my name is Himani Gwalani. I'm a fourth year student at PICT. My branch is IT. So, technically speaking, I really like learning. Like, I'm really interested in the web development domain and in data science. I think data is the next big thing. So, that is something I want to learn more. I also really like learning cybersecurity. I think that is something that's never going to get old, and I would want to get better at that. Other than that, in my free time, I used to work for a lot of clubs at college. I enjoyed working for the. I used to work for the magazine club of a college, where I served as, I don't know, whatever position you want to say. I was the magazine secretary for that club, where I helped them with event management and a lot of and with a lot of what? Wow, I have completely forgotten my introduction from fourth year. So yeah, this basically giving you a taste of mentioning some academic things, some extracurricular if possible. If you haven't done extracurricular, it's okay. It's just a way of telling that you were more involved, you were trying to learn. So someone had I started web development in FE. Guys, so in 12th grade, I had CS in 11th, 12th. So I did know some basics, but that doesn't mean I had those skills. In my technical interview, I had made so many mistakes in web development to a point I got confused between two terms and said completely different explanation for these things. But the interviewer was very nice to me. He said, "See, I understand you know a lot of things, but you have got really confused right now. I think you should start focusing on one thing better." I've always got that input as a person because I am someone who has that, uh, ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है. So that's been my style of working, which is not something I really recommend. But yeah, sorry, that is the Deep. I think that answers your question. When did you start doing DSA? I started doing DSA in my second year. So I used to not like coding. I was more into club activities. I was in 4 or 5 clubs where I would just spend all my time doing those. I used to do a lot of random courses वगैरह. I used to do coding, but competitive वगैरह I started after I met my best friend then in college who joined in first year. So he was a junior who made me do DSA. So I started doing DSA because of a junior who would force me to enter the code chef ka competitions and do it. So no, I'm not really good at DSA yet. Someone asked what is a mistake made by candidates in HR interview. I think we think that we are very smart and we know everything and we come with everything prepared and it shows. I think HRs are also human. But ChatGPT is bad for environment and your resume. I really use it a lot. मैंने तो अपने resume में ChatGPT भी डाल के रखा था क्योंकि I use it so much. We are focusing on web development. It is on you. I have no idea what you have here. I would genuinely suggest please explore, please see what all fields are there. And so it's best to keep learning whatever comes your way and keep being updated. Uh, I think I've answered questions very say. Yes, Sumit, please ask your question.
Hello, am I
Yes.
audible?
Yes. ज़्यादा collaboration, stakeholder management ये सब था तो it was important for me. For you, it might not be, but in general, it does help show that you have worked with team, but that you can also show with your body language, with your skills. See, if I'm talking to you and I'm not being able to look at you, if I'm not able to speak confidently, then extracurricular किया नहीं करने से मतलब नहीं है. You don't have the basic skills to talk. You don't have the basic skills to express yourself. क्योंकि यार उनको कोई चाहिए जो एक्सप्रेस कर सके. कंपनी में हर बार ऐसे ईमेल से ही बात नहीं होती है. कभी कभी यू हैव टू फाइट फॉर समथिंग यू वांट. देयर इज अ रिसोर्स दैट इज मिसिंग. यू विल हैव टू गो एंड रिपोर्ट दैट. यू विल हैव टू फाइट फॉर इट कि मुझे ये रिसोर्स चाहिए, मैं तभी काम कर पाऊंगा. those kind of skills are required, right? So वो सब extra curricular अगर रहा तो that's a good way of giving example कि देखो मैंने ये सब करके ये skills develop किए हैं. If you don't have that experience, you can still show it with your language. मैं सही बता रही हूँ, ये जो सेशन में लेने आ रही हूँ, मैंने ये सेशन के 10 मिनट पहले बस ChatGPT को पूछा था कि आई एम टेकिंग दिस सेशन, recommend me what topics should I cover. And I know I started थोड़ा सा on a very iffy LC note कि क्या बोल रही हूँ पता नहीं, but that is also because अभी इतने सालों बाद I have very much confidence कि I can speak if you put me in front of people. So that अभी if I tell you कि मैंने ये extra curricular किया है, वो किया है, लेकिन I don't have that confidence, you're not going to believe me. क्या फायदा वो सब करने का? Only फायदा is when you are actually able to utilize it in your everyday life. ठीक है? How important are referrals and why? So I think referrals are important. I got my job because of a referral. Referral in the sense same company में भी था, but I was talking to a lot of people. This leader saw and he one day came to me and said, "Hey, are you looking for a role? I think I remember hearing you talk about it." Like, yes. He said, maybe that team is hiring for someone. You should go to them. Then I went to that person. That person recommended me to some other person. ऐसे घूम घूम के कहीं से तो रोल मिला. Why I'm telling you, so this way referrals are important. I don't know how much company portal पे referrals matter, क्योंकि मैंने भी आज तक जितने लोगों को मास्टरकार्ड में रेफर किया है उसमें से कोई हायर नहीं हुआ है. And I have referred a good amount of people. So I don't know how much referrals they are looking at. And जितना मैंने सुना है आजकल है ना, बहुत ज्यादा लोग रेफरल्स बहुत ज्यादा पैसे के लिए देना शुरू किए हैं, तो वो किसी को भी रेफर कर देते हैं क्योंकि they get some incentive over it. So I don't know how much the talent acquisition is looking after it, but I do think if you have someone to vouch for you, it's good. But guys, if you expect कि तुम जैसे for example मेरे पास juniors आते हैं कि दी referral दे दो, I will put your name on the portal. But if you think I'm gonna go and talk to the HR for you, sorry, I'm not gonna do that because I have no idea who you are. अगर मैं तुम्हारे बारे में, क्योंकि if I say someone की नहीं, I genuinely think you should hire this person, they are gonna come to me. ये मेरे साथ हुआ है. मैंने मास्टर PICT में से एक जूनियर को रेफर किया था मास्टर कार्ड में ड्यूरिंग इंटरव्यूज. मास्टर कार्ड हायर्ड हिम, ठीक है, ऑन कैंपस में, एंड ही लेफ्ट मास्टर कार्ड इवन बिफोर ज्वाइनिंग इट. एंड आई वाज गेटिंग स्कोल्डेड कि हिमानी यू रेफर्ड, वी हायर्ड हिम बट ही लेफ्ट, which I completely think he deserves something even better जहां उसको ज्यादा मिले. He's a very talented junior of mine, but I'll still fight for him and refer him next time if I have to, because I know he has that skill set. ठीक है? So if you don't have that skill set, I don't think that referral will matter इतना, क्योंकि they are not going to fight for you. They're just going to put it on the portal probably, which might or might not help you. Might help still, but तुमको थोड़े रिलेशंस बिल्ड करने पड़ेंगे. लाइक यू शुड हैव दैट इमेज कि पीपल आर रेडी टू वाउच फॉर यू. मैं तुम्हारे लिए तभी वाउच करूंगी व्हेन आई नो यू अच्छे से, व्हेन आई नो योर स्किल सेट, व्हेन आई हैव वर्कड विद यू इन समथिंग. अभी रेफरल वर्क फॉर मी बिकॉज मेरे पास 3 साल का एक्सपीरियंस था टू back it off, and people knew me. They knew कि मैं कोशिश कर रही हूँ. They had seen me talk, they had seen my work, so they could refer me. बट वही अगर तुम अभी जाओगे फर्स्ट ईयर में, आई डोंट नो हाउ मच दोस रेफरल्स विल मैटर. फ्रेशर्स के लिए तो आई डोंट थिंक दे कंसीडर रेफरल्स इतना. Asmit, I think that is something everyone will have a different opinion. I am a very big fan of Gen AI. I use ChatGPT a lot. And I have met people in work who are very traditional and don't like ChatGPT, but जितना मेरे पुराने मैनेजर और अभी के मैनेजर भी, बोथ ऑफ देम आर ऑफ द बिलीव कि जितना तुम ऑटोमेट करके चिल कर सको उतना बेटर है. एट द एंड काम आ रहा है, वो इम्पोर्टेंट है. प्लीज बी केयरफुल कि तुम कुछ प्राइवेट इन्फॉर्मेशन चैट जीपीटी पे नहीं डाल रहे हो. इफ यू पुट दैट यू विल बी इन ट्रबल. बट आजकल जैसे माइक्रोसॉफ्ट जैसे आउटलुक यूज करते हैं कंपनीज वाले, जैसे ही दे हैव लॉन्च्ड अ थिंग कॉल्ड को-पायलट. So Copilot basically has access to your files. You can submit reports and do it. So मैं अभी ट्रेनिंग सारी, मेरे को वीडियो देखने में आलस आता है, तो आई तो पुट सारे वीडियोस का पीपीटी या ट्रांसक्रिप्ट एंड आस्क Copilot to explain those to me. I can't work without Gen AI. Yeah. So I think some people are in for it, some aren't. So you have to see कि तुम किसके around हो. But I in general feel it's always good to use as many tools as possible. Please use it responsibly, because ChatGPT also takes up a lot of human resources, which is not good. So sustainability wise, it is terrible for environment. So जितना minimal अच्छे से use कर सको उतना better. But I do think it's very important for us as engineers to stay up to date. And if I can do 4 घंटे का काम in 2 घंटा, why should I not use it? Otherwise people will take over. हो गया, बहुत ज्यादा आंसर कर दिया इसको मैंने. I think time's up actually for this session. Thank you. आधा टाइम बर्बाद करने के लिए वीडियो ऑन नहीं करके. I don't forget, guys. I hold grudges. I'm gonna keep reminding you guys you did those things. So yeah, I think I'll take last 1 or 2 questions. Chinmay, you have a question.
Hello.
हाँ बोलो बोलो बोलो.
I had a doubt. If we lie during our interview or in the resume, what are the consequences?
What are the consequences? यार पहले तो अगर तुमने रेज्यूमे में लाई किया, कोई तुमको उस पे क्वेश्चन पूछ लेगा, तुम आंसर नहीं कर पाओगे तो दिक्कत हो गई. अगर इफ यू आर लाइंग अबाउट इट एंड यू आर स्टिल एबल टू justify it, I don't think there are any consequences.
अगर इंटरव्यू में मुझे कुछ सिचुएशन दी हो कि कैसे सॉल्व करोगे और मैंने झूठ बोल दिया कि मैं पहले डील कर चुका हूँ, और ऐसा कुछ झूठ का सॉल्यूशन दे दिया, लाइक
यार if that solution is valid then I think वो लोगों को फर्क नहीं पड़ता, उनको solution से मतलब है, तुम्हारा actually से मतलब नहीं है उनको इतना. If you are able to give a justifiable solution and अगर तुमको किसी ने वो real life में करने बोला and if you have the confidence कि you can do it, why not do it? मैंने बेसिकली अपने इंटरव्यूज ऐसे ही क्रैक किए भाई. मेरे को पेमेंट्स कुछ नहीं आता, मैं तो यही बोल के आई हूँ कि मैं सीखूंगी, मैं पढ़ी हूँ, मैंने ये पढ़ लिया है, तुम पूछ लो इसके बारे में, मैं तो पढ़ लूंगी. उसी कॉन्फिडेंस से वो देख, आई मेक अ बेट, दे आर ऑल्सो लाइक बेटिंग ऑन मी कि हाँ यार अच्छा निकला तो अच्छा निकला, नहीं तो क्या ही कर सकते हैं. इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू प्रूव योर सेल्फ देन आजकल के जमाने में जितने ले ऑफ्स वगैरह हो रहे हैं, यू कैन बी द नेक्स्ट वन. इफ यू आर नॉट वर्किंग नो कंपनी वांट्स यू. तुम अगर तुमने झूठ बोल के कोई रोल लिया है and you are not able to justify it, you are not gonna get a promotion, you are not gonna get good salary hikes and you will be stuck there with no growth. That is not a situation I think any one of us want to be in. See, joining a company is one thing but growing there is another, right? So lie as much as you want but just prove it. नहीं तो fake it till you make it तो बोलते ही हैं. But you have to make something out of it. You can't just keep faking it, otherwise your image will become like that. हाँ, कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस अगर ग्रेड व्रेड गलत बताया तो देयर माइट बी डॉक्यूमेंटेशन इश्यूज. हाँ, वो लोग बैकग्राउंड चेक करते हैं, वहां मत झूठ बोलना. जहाँ डॉक्यूमेंट्स अगर इन्वॉल्व है वहां मत. स्किल्स के बारे में तो आई से आई नो पाइथन बट आई बेयरली रिमेम्बर पाइथन. नाउ मी मेंशनिंग रेज्यूमे में कि आई नो C++ इज आल्सो अ लाई, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, क्योंकि आई हैवंट यूज्ड इट फॉर 4 years. आई हैव नो आइडिया हाउ मच ऑफ इट आई रिमेम्बर नाउ. आई तो डायरेक्टली से भाई मुझे आता नहीं है, पहले आता था, पढ़ लूंगी चाहिए तो. Next person.
Okay. We have sent a Q&A form before the session. If you want, I can ask you a few questions from that.
हाँ पूछ लो यार, आखिरी 1-2 क्वेश्चन पूछ लो, फिर we'll end the session. Yeah.
Okay. There was this question that what are the top criteria that HR look while hiring tech interns? So basically, I think do they look for someone who is very extrovert, someone who is either curious or who is very confident? Like, what is this differentiating factor or what is this trait they look?
I think there's a mix. हर टीम को जरूरत मिक्स ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल की ही होगी. जितने मेरे ऑफिस में अभी तक इंटर्न्स आए हैं, जो मैंने स्किल सेट उनमें देखा है इसकी दे आर नॉट, दे माइट बी वेरी शाय, दे माइट नॉट टॉक टू यू, तुम ऐसे ही बातें करने जाओगे, बट इफ यू आस्क देम अ क्वेश्चन दे विल हैव अ आंसर फॉर इट, दे विल आंसर यू. मैंने तो उन लोगों को रोल प्ले वगैरह करते हुए देखा है. सो वी वर हैविंग अ डिजाइन थिंकिंग वर्कशॉप जिसमें ये इंटर्न्स आए थे एंड उन लोगों को एक ये दिया था कि यू हैव टू मेक अ सोल्यूशन फॉर से अ हाउसमेड या समथिंग. आई डोंट नो इफ यू रिमेम्बर आयुष गाला, ही इज अ सीनियर ऑफ यू, 3-4 साल बड़ा होगा मेरे से, 3 साल छोटा सा. आई डू द मैथ्स, ठीक है.
Yes.
So I remember Ayush acted like a काम वाली बाई and he is coming and he's like कि मेरा ये issue है, आप कैसे, like presentation में he has done this. Amazing impact on the audience. भाई you are explaining your solution, full acting करके दिखाया था उन लोगों ने. सही में, I'm not kidding. They had this design thinking workshop में solution present करना था उनको and this is how they presented it. So I think you can understand what kind of thing they are looking for. They're looking for confident individuals who have problem solving skills. That is the basic thing I think they are looking for. And yeah, someone who is actually, not very, देखो बेसिकली तुमको जैसे टीममेट्स चाहिए अपने ग्रुप प्रोजेक्ट में, वैसे लोग उनको कंपनी में चाहिए। क्योंकि उनको कोई अगर बहुत ही स्नॉबी इंसान है, नो इट ऑल है, प्रिटेंडिंग टू नो एवरीथिंग, लाइक आई थिंक आई नो एवरीथिंग एंड दिस इज हाउ इट इज, नो वन वांट्स दैट। नो वन वांट्स अ फेक पर्सन जिसको सब कुछ आता है, क्योंकि लोगों को उनके साथ काम नहीं करना होगा यार। एंड ऑफिस में है ना बहुत डिपेंडेंसीज होती है, हर टीम से तुमको बात करना पड़ता है, तुम्हारा काम नहीं हुआ तो हमारा काम नहीं हो रहा है, चीजें अटकती है ऐसे, बिकॉज हर कोई एक छोटे छोटे कंपोनेंट पे काम कर रहा है फॉर अ वेरी बिग प्रोजेक्ट, राइट? सो यू नीड टू बी एबल टू वर्क विद दीज पीपल। इफ दीज पीपल are not hardworking, if they are not nice to talk to, if they are very irritating, annoying, and very snobbish, very thick-skinned, you don't want that kind of person. They should be open to feedback. They should have that kind of body language which is welcoming. ज्यादा बात करने से ये सब नहीं पता चलता, ठीक है? मैं ज्यादा बात करके भी अगर तुम्हारी बात नहीं सुनूंगी, दैट विल मेक मी इक्वली लाइक उतना ही अनअप्रोचेबल, ठीक है, जितना मे बी अ पर्सन हु डजंट टॉक एट ऑल वुड बी। थोड़ा बहुत बात करो, जहां जरूरी है तभी बात करो। मैं तो बहुत ज्यादा बात करती हूँ, मुझे कम करना है मेरा बात करना, इतना एक्सट्रोवर्टेड होने की जरूरत नहीं है लाइफ में, ठीक है? यू नीड टू नो व्हाट टू स्पीक, जो जरूरी है उतना तो बात करो, ठीक है? नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। मैंने पूरा आंसर किया क्या? मैं आधा भूल जाती हूँ, ठीक है?
Yes, no, yeah, you answered
हाँ
it correctly.
प्लीज। नेक्स्ट कुछ है क्या क्वेश्चन और भव्य?
Yeah, मतलब है और क्वेश्चंस तो है।
सॉरी माय फ्रेंड इज सिटिंग इन बाजू में, शी इज लाइक व्हाई अब हो गया। She has seen all the drama that you guys did in the session, ठीक है? सो कोई नहीं होगा तो फिर हम जाते हैं अभी। Is tech skills more than looks? Because in PSCT, huh? Looks? Guys, I don't think people judge you on your looks. They do judge on how you are dressed up. If you are a very good looking person but wearing maybe your joggers या chappal to office, they will probably not like you. So I think looks से ज़्यादा how you present yourself is important. एक चीज बताओ, डू यू गाइस रियलाइज, राइट, कंपनी में भी वैसे ही टाइप में चीजें वर्क करती है जैसे तुम्हारे फ्रेंड सर्कल या तुम्हारे रियल लाइफ में काम करती है? लाइक ऑफ कोर्स टेक स्किल्स बहुत जरूरी है, बट आगे वाला कितना चार्मिंग एज अ पर्सन है वो भी मैटर करता है कि नहीं करता है? चार्मिंग डजंट कम फ्रॉम लुक्स, इट कम्स फ्रॉम द वे यू टॉक, द वे यू like ask questions, the way you are answering questions, I think those things matter. So I would say they look for charming people and not good looking या looks wise people. मेरे को सिर्फ शक्ल
His motive to understand me and what he wants from me, which I can explain.
mostly अगर तुम HR interview तक पहुंच, so they know you have the basic technical skills that are required. Now they're just looking at you, are you a decent, invest money in, will you be able to work with the team? So if you have those basic communication skills to present yourself, if you have that motivation to work, I think motivation is also very important. Are you just here? जो ठीक है नहीं मिली तो देख लेंगे, दूसरी है ही। Some people are like that, of getting an interview experience और वो दिख के भी आता है. So I think they are trying to judge you in those ways. They are trying to see कि is this person genuinely interested? Does this person like देखो तुम एक ये भी होता है, आई डोंट नो इफ यू गाइस हैव सीन दिस, कभी कभी वी गेट वेरी कंफर्टेबल वंस वी नो समथिंग। मैं ये एग्जाम के लिए प्रिपरेशन कर लिया, उसके बाद मैं चिल हो गई, मेरे को ये टेक्नोलॉजी पढ़ना था, बेर मिनिमम कर लिया है मैंने और इंटरव्यू क्रैक कर लिया, उसके बाद ट्राइंग। So I think they will probably try to understand, are you someone like that wants to grow genuine? लेकिन I don't see any hope कि तू आगे जाके कोई लीडरशिप में काम करेगा। I will probably not want to invest in you क्योंकि मैं तेरे को इतने सारी ट्रेनिंग दूं। तुम कोई भी कंपनी ज्वाइन करते हो पहले 3 महीने तो तुमको फ्री की सैलरी मिलती है क्योंकि तुमको कुछ नहीं आता, सब तो नए सीखोगे तुम। मैं फ्री की सैलरी देके तेरे को ट्रेन कर रही हूँ एंड देन आई फील कि यू हैव न्यू थिंग्स, आई विल probably not want to invest. I will rather take someone who will stay with my company and probably be very willing to learn things, probably be like has ideas, wants to do something. तुम सोच के देखो ना तुम कैसे इंसान पे पैसा। I तो genuinely think कि मैं अगर HR होती तो मैं क्या